What's good, everybody? This is going to be my Pyro Necromancer build for Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon, the first act. I'm only on the first act, so if you are beyond that, then of course you probably have something better. But if you're on the first act or you're in the beginning of the game and you want to have an amazing build that just tears through content, yeah, this is going to be a great starting point for you. Now, I do play on normal. I do not play on hard mode. I will be making a hard mode guide later on in the week, so if you're looking for that, make sure you lock in. Smash that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. So let's get you every single aspect of it. We're going to start with the weapon loadouts. We're going to go from the Wand of Lingering Ash, and then you can have a Burning Ember spell in your offhand, or you can go ahead and grab this Flame Turret if you really want that. There's so many different things, so many different combinations, but I advise you to have some type of flame spell, because it's going to go along very well with the Wand of Lingering Ash. The special ability on this is all fire damage applies additional burn buildup. Attacks burn targets. So when you are doing any type of burn damage to an enemy, it's going to build up that burn very quickly, which is going to instantly light them on fire and get you that extra tick damage all on that enemy. It's going to be great. One thing I also want to point out is I have a relic on this, the Incandescent Pearl. This inflicts burn. So when you swing this weapon at an enemy, it's going to automatically burn the target to actually build up burn damage naturally on its own. So you don't even have to have a fire spell in your offhand to get this thing going. But if you do, it makes it even more deadly. Regardless, that's going to be the weapon loadout for the first slot. The next slot is going to be a couple of, summoning spells. You can do any that you want. Wolf Call mixed in with some Skeleton Army, or you can go Wolf Call into, summon the Keeper, or you can go even further with that and get yourself a Grindilo. This thing is pretty broken. It's probably one of my favorites because he's so aggressive, but it's completely up to you which you decide to use at the end of the day. Just have a second slot for some aggro pulling summons. These summons will pull the aggro off of you so that you can stand over there and pew pew and kill whatever you want to. Now, if you want to be completely aggressive, then this third loadout is going to be for you. It's the Flame Turret. So this right here is very special to me because if something is too damn close, it's going to get nuked in an instant. You have this blast all enemies in melee range light casting attack that only costs you 22.2 mana. Well, currently for my build, that's how much it's costing me, but it doesn't cost you too much mana, and it is a absolute shotgun of an attack. It usually only takes 2 hits, like 1, 2, and the enemy is cooked. So I really enjoy this one, as well as the heavy cast. The heavy cast is just a channeling stream of burning energy in front of you, and whoever is in front of you is going to have a bad time. So this works on bears, it works on large enemies, it works on everybody. And if you have your summons pulling the aggro away from you and you're just off on the sidelines burning everybody, then you can already see the potential for this build. In the very last slot, we're going to have another weapon, which is going to be the Skull Staff this time, and this also has a burning stone on it. And this Skull Staff increases your mana shield, and on hit it restores 10% of damage dealt as mana. So basically you're channeling your mana back into the build every time you get hit, and you're just really constantly pushing out all types of DPS. I really do love the versatility in this build, as well as in your offhand you're going to have blood transfusion, so you're sucking the life out of the person that is causing you issues. You have survivability. If you get into trouble, you can pop yourself a couple of potions if need be, and or just eat yourself some food before every encounter, and you won't be killed, and you're gonna have a great time destroying everybody. All right, let's go over your equipment. So for your equipment, you're gonna have a bunch of different options. Currently, I'm rocking the Waning Moon Set, and I'm gonna teach you exactly where to get all of these things, so don't worry, I got you covered. But you can either do the Waning Moon Set, or in the early game, you probably are only going to be able to do the Necromancer Set. The Necromancer mask, as well as the chest piece, are going to be helping you with mana regen. The chest piece or robe is going to increase your mana regeneration by 2.5. Very good. And then the actual mask is going to just straight up increase your max mana by 10. So it's giving you a lot of mana there. It's giving you a lot of bang for your buck. So you're able to push out those spells in that DPS. Eventually, you probably want to look a little bit away from that because the Cow of the Waning Moon in the first act, at least from what I've found so far, is just a little bit more appealing. And because I was able to lower the weight cost of some of my different armor pieces, like this cape, for example, I'm still sitting at light weight, which is essential for a mage build. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm getting this decent armor that has a really good armor rating on it, and it has increased the mana regen by 1, increased mana regen by 50% when below 25% max mana. Taking damage restores 5 mana, increases max mana by 15. Like, you're just getting so much from the Waning Moon Set. If you want the Waning Moon Set, then you're gonna have to visit the Druidic Shrines. Right here, I am sitting in front of the Horns of the South Keep. There's going to be a fast travel point right next to me. From this point, we want to immediately go straight east, all the way down the path, and we're going to be going towards the south over here, towards the coast. Now, when you get to this turning point right here, go ahead and make your way all the way down to the bottom, and there's going to be a Druidic Shrine. Now, you need to visit these different Druidic Shrines in order to get different pieces of the Waning Set. I'll go ahead and take out all of these enemies so we won't be bothered. 1 second. When you make your way around the corner after taking out those enemies, you're going to find the Druidic Shrine. This is going to be one of 7. So it's going to be right here on the map. This is very close by to the main Horns of the South Keep. Another Druidic Shrine is going to be straight east along this road. You can go all the way over to the East Gate fast travel point. You immediately want to wrap around this little scaffolding right there. Just ignore it and just go straight over here. You'll find another Druidic Shrine right here. You can continue in right along the path across the mountaintop, cross all the way down until you reach the ruined Barak, and then you want to make a right, head right over here. This is going to be Druidic Shrine number 3. Now you want to backtrack a little bit, and then you want to go west from here. From this west location, you want to make it all the way over to the Arch Spire, and then from here go directly north. This is going to be Druidic Shrine number 4. Now from this location, you have a couple of choices to make. We'll go ahead and we'll travel over to the Abandoned Stronghold. You want to immediately just walk right past the Abandoned Stronghold, and over to your right is going to be a Druidic Shrine number 5. Backtrack a little bit back over to the Abandoned Stronghold, and this time make your way all the way west until you reach the pier and head straight up. You're going to find Druidic Shrine number 6. And then from this location, you can travel straight down past the Sunken Village, wrap your way all the way around until you bump into the Druidic Shrine right over here. And that's going to be 7. All the Druidic Shrines. You don't need to hit all of them to get this armor set, but every single time you go to a Druidic Shrine and you actually give a component of some type of animal part, you'll receive 1 piece of your puzzle. Next, I want to go ahead and help you get this cape. This cape is absolutely broken because it regenerates 1% of your maximum mana per second. Kind of cracked, so let's go ahead and get it. I'm standing right here at the Abandoned Stronghold fast travel point. From here, you want to turn around facing the stronghold and run right on past it. You want to go through this wall and just follow along the main path. When you reach this fork in the road, we're going to hook a left right up here. Continuing along this path, of course, over on your right is going to be that Druidic Shrine that you've already found. Over there to the left is going to be a mage as well as a knight. You can fight them. The mage has the Burning Ember spell if you want an extra one, just in case you were looking for one. And you're going to get some pretty cool armor from them as well as there is a chest over there that has a pretty cool item. The item in question is going to be the Arcane Weaver's Prism +1. It increases mana regen by 2. So if you really want to go into the whole mana regen build and you don't really like the Amulet of Waning Moon, then you can go ahead and use that. But moving right along, you want to go ahead and walk straight past this merchant right here that is standing right at the bridge and just continue along the path. Right on the right hand side behind this tree is going to be, I guess you would call this an abandoned church. Not really sure what we call it. And some deers. Walk on the inside. You're going to see a corpse right here, and go ahead and strip it down so you can get your cape. Now, the only thing about this Waning Moon set that you need to concern yourself with is going to be your stat allocation. So you do want to have 6 endurance and at least 6 spirituality. You will always have more than 6 spirituality, period, but you definitely want to be pushing into endurance so that you're able to use this set, which is not necessarily a bad thing because that upgrade to your max health, your encumbrance, as well as stamina regen is very helpful. So it's not a loss. And as a mage build, I think we want to probably be in a safe range of about between 10 to 15, even at like the end game levels, because I can kind of see the health upgrades as well as the encumbrance limit that is going to be a must push into if you, like me, hoard a lot of items. Regardless, once you got your stats, you're pretty much good to go, and you'll be able to wear everything we just picked up. Now, let's say you don't want to rock with that set and you want to have the Necromancer set. Let's go ahead and get you that one. Okay, now some of you might not want to use the Waning Moon set and you want the Necromancer set, which I can completely understand, and you want to go ahead and get your skeleton army as well as the other spells that we have in this build. So I get it. Right here on the map, you want to come over to the Sunken Village. From the Sunken Village, we want to go back tracking a little bit until you wrap yourself around the hunter's place right on our left. When we stroll on by the hunter's location, you then want to make your way up here until you reach the cemetery. So yeah, once you make it over here to the cemetery, you want to cook everybody that is too dumb to ignore you, and you want to go straight inside of here. Now, once you're inside the ancient crypt, I have done so many guides on this place. I love this place to death. After you've spoken to Hardock and you've grabbed this book right next to him, that is going to give you a bunch of gear for knights. You want to grab your key, open up the gate, walk over to the left, walk straight back over here. Right over in this room is going to be a feral charm, so yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. Go ahead and grab it. There's also an amazing wand. The essence wand is over there on the right hand side if you want to go ahead and travel and do that. I'll leave a link to the guide on this entire quest line down in the description below so that you can go ahead and figure out everything or figure out which rewards you want to get. Once you make your way all the way to the back, you confront the Necromancer. You can fight this man. You will get his headpiece as well as his chest piece, a burning ember spell, his skeleton army spell, his staff, and everything else you'll need to pretty much be good to go with this build. Now I'm going to go ahead and take you on a journey around the map without spoilers to go ahead and fight some enemies and show you how powerful this thing is. I am not even a strong level at all, but I'm telling you right now, on the normal difficulty, this thing cooks. Of course, I am going to be making another guide specifically for the hard mode difficulty because I feel like there's some more things that need to be added into the set to make it even better, like a couple of relics and some other things that'll really push it to the next level. But for the sake of a normal difficulty guide, this is more than enough. So just heading outside and finding ourselves a whole bunch of trouble. We have a skeleton over here. We one-shot him. That's kind of crazy. I didn't expect it to one-shot. We didn't one-shot that one, but hey, we almost did. We'll go ahead and burn this guy right here. We got a wolf on our tail. I'll go ahead and get you to a better position. They're so aggressive. See, you can be extremely aggressive or you could be a lot more passive, which is, you know, all the options we have here. You can pull out a couple of summons and you have plenty of mana to go around. So you'll be able to whip out a couple of wolves to pull all the aggro immediately off of you. Then after you have done so, you sit back and reap the benefits of, you know, being a strong, powerful mage. You have a gang of wolves or whatever your summon is that you want to distract the enemies with. And then you just sit there and you nuke them down until they're gone. Hey, buddy. Bang. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, then let's go into the last part of this guide, and that's going to be your attribute points as well as your skill tree points. So you want to have at least 6 endurance in order to use and wear all the different armor that we're going to be utilizing in this build. And you want to have at least spirituality to level 8 so that you're having, you know, the most damage you possibly can get without too many sacrifices. I messed up here. I put a point into perception, even though my crit hit chance is not even present. But you probably want to take this point that I put in perception and put that back into spirituality and boost this at all times. Spirituality and practicality are going to be pretty good stats to go ahead and always put into, because you do get some stamina and mana cost reduction here in practicality. So do not sleep on this. It's actually giving you some benefits regardless of the fact that it's only practicality. Now, backing out of that to go over to our skill trees, it's a lot more simplistic. We go to spirituality, and you can go more into the combat and general buffs tab. I kind of went more for the summoning so that I can get some quick mana back when I have my summons out. We got a little bit of max mana and health damage things going on here that I kind of enjoy. For example, I started off with the Summoner's Battery so that each summon increases your mana regen by 5%. Pretty cool. Now I can go deeper into this the more points that I get. Right now I just went 1 because I wanted to go to the next couple of trees. This next part is pretty interesting. Whenever a summon dies, you and your other summons restore 10% of your max health. So you have a little bit of regen there for yourself. Next up, I have the Power Conduit. So each active summon increases your spell power by 5%. And then over on the left side, we have the Prepared Rituals, which reduces the amount of stamina that is reserved by your summons. And I went a little bit further than that to extend the amount of summons I'm allowed to have to increase them to 4. Now with a whole bunch of summons and different ways to regen our health and get our mana back, I went more over into the combat side of things, and I just completely spilled all of my points into Arcane Teachings. After that, I went a little bit into the build up so that we can start to get that status build up to really work for us, which is already doing an amazing job, but just going to push it that a little extra touch for now in Act 1. And then I am currently trying to get the stun and critical spell thing going. So I do need to start putting points into perception. That's going to be a thing moving forward, but for now, this is where I'm sitting. And then finally, in Mana Battery, I just put a couple of points to increase my maximum mana. We have a bunch of gear that's already increasing this, so I wasn't too concerned about it, but it's never a bad idea to have a lot of mana for your build. For everything else, I don't really have a point in any other tree. I'm just not concerned with them. I will go into health. Of course, that's a must-have. So that's going to be something that I definitely look into moving forward, as well as crit. I want to try to get this crit hit chance and all of this going as fast as humanly possible as well. So those are going to be some things that I'll look into in the future. But for right now, spirituality is just going to be your best friend so that you can get this build cooking and ready to go. That should be just about everything you need to know about this build, how it works, your loadouts, your weapons and armor. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this guide, please smash the like button for your boy. Consider subbing to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else you need for Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. This is your boy MSensei HD, and this was your Pyro Necromancer build. For now, though, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here.